To millions of Americans, Al Roker has long been the reassuring face who greets them with warmth each morning, a familiar presence who delivers the forecast with a smile that feels as steady as sunrise. Yet behind the bright lights of the studio and the practiced ease of live television lies a quieter story. One shaped not by ratings or applause, but by resilience, vulnerability, and the unseen cost of living life in the public eye. A story deeply intertwined with the unwavering strength of his wife, Deborah Roberts, whose own accomplished career in journalism has taught her that the truth is often found not in what is broadcast, but in what is endured in silence. For decades, Al carried the weight of expectation, knowing that no matter how heavy his personal burdens became, the camera would still roll, the cue cards would still turn, and the audience would still expect the same familiar optimism, even during seasons when his body betrayed him, when health challenges demanded surgeries, recoveries, and moments of fear that were never fully visible to viewers sipping coffee at their kitchen tables. Deborah, watching from the wings, understood this tension more than most, aware that journalism does not simply end when the broadcast fades, that the emotional labor of being a trusted voice for millions seeps into marriages, family dinners, and quiet nights when the world finally grows still. As the years passed, the relentless pace of deadlines and appearances collided with the realities of aging, forcing Al to confront questions that resonate deeply with those in their 60s, questions about legacy, endurance, and whether strength means pushing forward at all costs or learning when to rest. There were moments when the studio lights felt harsher, when recovery was slower, when the mirror reflected not just a beloved television figure, but a man grappling with mortality, gratitude, and the humbling realization that even the most familiar faces are not immune to life's unpredictability. Deborah became both anchor and compass, reminding him that worth is not measured by airtime or applause, but by the quiet courage to show up honestly, to acknowledge pain without surrendering joy, and to accept help in a world that often rewards stoicism over softness. Together, they navigated seasons of uncertainty, finding solace in routines that had nothing to do with scripts or schedules. Shared meals, whispered prayers, moments of laughter that carried more healing power than any medication, while privately reckoning with the emotional toll of being symbols of stability in a world that often feels increasingly unsteady. For audiences in their early 60s, who have lived through their own chapters of triumph and loss, Al's journey reflects a universal truth that aging is not a retreat from relevance, but an invitation to deeper meaning, a chance to redefine strength not as invincibility, but as perseverance tempered by grace. Deborah, ever perceptive, understood that the greatest act of love was not shielding the world from their struggles, but allowing those struggles to shape them into more compassionate, grounded people, capable of connecting with others not through perfection, but through shared humanity. As headlines continued to scroll and the news cycle marched on, Al learned to carry his public role more lightly, recognizing that vulnerability could coexist with professionalism and that authenticity often resonates more powerfully than polish. In quieter moments, the couple reflected on the years spent balancing ambition with family, public duty with private healing, and they found peace in knowing that the true measure of their lives was not captured in broadcast archives, but in the resilience they modeled, the empathy they cultivated, and the love that sustained them when the cameras were off. The weight of the headlines never truly disappears, but with time, Al and Deborah learned to shoulder it together, transforming pressure into perspective and challenges into quiet testimony, offering a reminder to viewers of a certain age that life's later chapters, though marked by change, can still be rich with purpose, connection, and a deeper, more enduring kind of strength.